As days passed, Kofi's fame as the drummer grew and the village thrived under the rhythm of his drumming. The sacred drum brought rain to the fields, the crops were plentiful, the rivers flowed freely, and this brought joy to the people, just as his grandfather had promised. But amidst this, the shadow continued to linger. The traveler, who was no ordinary guest but an evil man, watched Kofi closely. Waiting for the right moment to twist the young drummer's heart and whispering words of temptation to Kofi at every chance he got to be close to him. Kofi, look at how they adore you. But why stop here? With the power of that drum, you could be more than just a village hero, you could be a legend. Why not use it to make a name for yourself? Imagine fields of gold and riches beyond your wildest dreams. The traveler said. More days went by and Kofi's fame spread beyond the village, and with each performance, his confidence grew. The traveler, sensing Kofi's rising pride, approached him with flattery, whispering temptations of grandeur and greatness. Kofi, you've become the heartbeat of this village. Imagine turning barren fields into lush gardens with a single beat. Think of the adoration, the respect, the power you could wield far and wide. Everyone will know your name. They will speak of you, not just as a drummer, but as a savior. The evil man's words took root in Kofi's heart. The idea of using the drum's power for his own gain began to overshadow the promise he made to his grandfather. He started to wonder, what if he could make his own mark on the world, beyond the village's borders? Maybe I could do more, maybe I could be more. Kofi thought. Kofi's heart fluttered with excitement at the thought. The drum was his, after all. Why shouldn't he use it to make a name for himself? That night, he sneaked away from the village to a drought-stricken field on the outskirts, where nothing had grown for seasons. Kofi stood alone in the barren field, the dry earth cracking under his feet. The moon shone brightly, casting an ethereal glow on the sacred drum. Kofi took a deep breath, his hands trembling slightly. This will be for me. Just this once. To prove what I can do. Kofi hesitated, remembering his promise. But the vision of glory was too enticing. He struck the drum, calling forth the magic that had brought rain and life to his village. For a moment, Kofi's heart soared as it seemed to walk. The rain fell, and the field began to flourish. He watched in awe as the once dead field bloomed with vibrant crops. Kofi basked in the moment, believing he had harnessed the drum's power for his own destiny. But as the final beat echoed into the night, the magic began to wane, the plants withered as quickly as they had grown, crumbling into dust. Kofi stared in horror, realizing that the magic had faltered. The drum, once full of life and power, started to lose its magic. Its once vibrant sound turned dull, and no matter how hard Kofi played, the magic did not return. The drum now felt lifeless in Kofi's hands. The next morning, Kofi awoke to an unsettling quiet. The village, usually alive with music and laughter, was eerily silent. The crops in the communal fields had begun to wilt, and a strange heaviness hung in the air. With the drum's power gone, the village began to suffer. The fields dried up. Illnesses that the drum had once kept at bay began to return. The elderly grew weak. Children's laughter faded. And the joy that once filled the air turned to despair. Kofi's heart sank as he watched the village he loved so dearly begin to suffer. The villagers looked to Kofi, their beloved drummer, for answers. What has happened to the drum's magic, Kofi? Why are we suffering now? Kofi felt the weight of their words. What have I done? I was only trying to prove myself, but now, the village pays the price. He knew he had made a grave mistake, but he didn't know how to fix it. The once revered drum, now silent and powerless, was a constant reminder of his folly. Unable to bear the weight of his guilt, Kofi went to the village elders, his heart heavy with shame. The elders, wise and knowing, sensed that something was amiss with the drum's power. They listened as Kofi confessed, his voice breaking with regret. He confessed everything: the temptation, his greed, and the drum's loss of power. I used the drum for myself. I wanted to see if I could make the barren fields grow. It worked, but only for a moment, and now the drum has lost its magic. I am so sorry. I didn't mean for any of this to happen. The elders listened, their expressions a mix of disappointment and concern. Kofi, the drum's magic was never meant for personal gain. It is a gift from the ancestors, to be used for the good of all. You have misused its power, and now the drum spirit has fled. One of the elders explained. The elders revealed that the drum spirit had gone to the land of the forgotten sounds, a place where misused and neglected music went to be forgotten. To restore the drum's magic, Kofi would have to journey there and reclaim its spirit. This journey will not be easy, Kofi. The land of the forgotten sounds is a realm of lost echoes and broken melodies. Only a heart true to the drum's purpose can navigate its trials, said an elder. Kofi knew what he had to do. He had to make amends, not just for himself, but for his village, and for the legacy of his ancestors. With the guidance of the elders, he prepared for the journey that would test his heart and his resolve. As Kofi set out from the village, the weight of his promise pressed upon him. But this time, he was determined to make things right, restore the drum spirit and bring joy back to his village. The path ahead was uncertain and fraught with challenge, but Kofi carried with him the hope of his village and the lessons he had learned. As Kofi disappeared into the horizon, the villagers watched with a mix of hope and fear. They had lost much, but they believed in the heart of their young drummer. And as Kofi journeyed deeper into the unknown, he realized that the greatest beats are not played for glory, but for the good of all. The journey of the drum is far from over, and Kofi's greatest test had only just begun. Would he reclaim the drum spirit and restore the harmony of his village, or would the land of the forgotten sounds claim him as well? Only time would tell. If you enjoyed this story, please give us a thumbs up, leave a comment in our comment section, subscribe to our channel, and click the notification bell so you never miss a new episode. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next adventure.